One Piece pre-release. This is probably my favorite part of any big set that's coming out, because you're essentially given the chance to preview the cards before the actual set releases. Pre-release usually happen about a week before a set fully goes out to the public, and you are able to sign up for these events on the Bandai app. And if you are a fan of maybe getting away from the meta and having everybody be on the same playing field, I think that's what really makes pre-release really special. Now, in case you're new to the One Piece TCG, pre-release is where you go to a local game store and you pay, it's usually about $30 to $35, and you get 6 packs of the latest set. From those 6 packs, you make a deck of 40 cards. A lot of local game stores now are pushing to play the Rainbow Luffy. This leader is every color, it's every type, and essentially every single card that you pull from your 6 packs, you're able to use in combination with your leader. And since everybody's playing the exact same leader, you really have to rely on the basics of the One Piece TCG. And that's the most important thing. Sometimes local game stores do allow you to bring your own leader, but honestly, when that happens, a lot of people just end up playing the PRB Sanji, and I mean, at the end of the day, that deck kind of runs wild. So going back to Rainbow Luffy, that really does even the playing field, and that's why I like it. So I highly suggest, if you're a new player just getting into One Piece, I do suggest these events. Overall, it's just a really great experience, and I mean, you have a shot to pull some of the best cards in the set as well. But I did want to talk about how things went for me, and I did want to make a video kind of sharing what I learned, because I did manage to place 5th and ended up going 4-1, and at least where I went, top 8 got pricing. There was only one undefeated person who got 8 packs and the one winner Mihawk promo, but if you were top 8, you got 4 packs and you also got a winner Mihawk promo, which was amazing. There you go. I wanted to open these on camera, and there it is. The winner Mihawk promo. I keep saying that. The Dracule Mihawk Cross Guild promo number 81. Activate main. You may return this character to the owner's hand if you have 3 or more blue Cross Guild type characters. Play up to 1 Cross Guild type character card with a cost of 5 from your hand. So there was a total of 48 players, which is a huge turnout. So that's why we went 5 rounds. I'm not the best One Piece TCG player at all, but hopefully you find this video a little helpful when you're preparing for any pre-release in the future, or this one in particular. Okay, so this is the deck that I competed with, and as you could tell, I am more favored to go first, just because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total 3 costs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total 5 costs, and that is a lot of 5 costs, let me tell you what. So with this curve, going first was always something that I wanted, and I think I went first 3 of my games and second for 2 of them. This is the first time I ever do this type of video. Like I said, I'm not really that good at this game, but I did do something right today, and I want to pass as much information as I can, so hopefully you guys also are able to get one of the winner Dracule Mihawk. Something that I noticed is how amazing this Nico Robin is. This is a 3 cost 4K 1000 counter, down times 2. When attack, can give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. That is crazy. Establishing one of this is, one, it's going to be a target, so it's a pseudo blocker in that regard, but also that minus 2000 is crazy. It's a really good effect, not to mention that this Suze is also a really good pool. It is a 2 cost 2K with a 2000 counter. On play, add up to 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand, carry up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. That is a really good card. We only pulled 1 in the 6 packs, but that was enough, and it's a 2K in your hand, and you can't go wrong with that. Something that I will mention with this set, there are so many 2Ks. There is so many 2Ks, and some of the 2Ks are kind of weird. A lot of 2Ks have this stat. It's going to be a 5 cost 6K 2K counter, just a vanilla card. And oddly enough, there's also this stat line, 6 cost 7,000 2K counter vanilla in this nice Bogard. This to me was, I was kind of taken aback by this, simply because if you've gone to a One Piece pre-release, it is not like this. Usually in a deck, you get lucky if you get 6 2Ks. I managed to squeeze 12 2Ks in total in this deck, when usually you're lucky if you get between 6 and 8. Now, the way that I organized this is that I put the standout cards pretty much by themselves, because I did want to go over them. We did go over the Robin, but I did want to go over this Charlotte Brûlée, because this, in combination with another card that I'm about to bring up, was amazing. So Brûlée, 3 cost for 4,000 power with 1,000 counter. On play, you may add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand. If your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type, add up to 1 card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Now, we were using this Rainbow Luffy, and like I mentioned, this Luffy is everything. So this does count as a Big Mom Pirates card. So the combo that I used at least 3 times involved Jaguar D Saw when I actually went second. So going second on my 4 Dawn turn, I played this card. I would usually swing 6 with leader, and then the rest of the 3 use it to put on Brûlée. Use their effect, ramp myself up to 5 Dawn. So my following turn, I would be at 7 Dawn instead of 6. And why? Because I had Jaguar D Saw in my hand, and his effect is on play, if your leader is Nico Robin, which again our Rainbow Luffy is, and you have 7 or more Dawn cards on your field, draw 2 cards. I also want to talk about Mr. Bold-Eyed Neptunian. This card is so good in this pre-release. If your leader is Shirahoshi, which again our Rainbow Luffy is, this character can attack characters on the turn in which it was played. So I can't tell you how many times I swung with 2 characters I had on board. I swung with leader, I still had 4 Dawn up. My opponent was like, wait, why does he still have 4 Dawn up? And I just dropped this and swing into a character that they've been protecting. I was really lucky to have pulled 2 of these guys. And I want to give a special MVP shout out to this SR Djembe. Now I understand that everything is luck of the draw, but if you're able to pull 1, heck, maybe even 2 of these, it is a great card. Djembe is a 6 cost AK power character, no counter. On play, if your leader has the Fishman or Merfolk type, or it's up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Again, Luffy counts as everything, so activate main once per turn. Up to one of your Fishman or Merfolk type characters can attack characters on the turn in which it was played, and Djembe could choose itself. So you essentially have a pseudo rush Djembe. Not only that, but its ability to rest, you rest the blocker and then you swing into the blocker with Djembe. Every single time I drew it, and luckily I did see it. Out of my 5 games, I saw it 4 of the games. This card I only saw twice, but honestly its effect is great. 5 cost 6k power, no counter. Hibari. On play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn, and then when attacking, this character gains 1,000, so it goes to 7k. During this turn, then up to one of your Navy type leaders can also attack active characters during this turn. And again, Hibari works really good with Monkey D. Luffy. In terms of events, yeah, I pulled about 12 events, but these are probably the best, and you want to see this one, especially if you're using Rainbow Luffy, because if your leader is Shirahoshi, up to one of your leaders or characters could gain 4,000 power during this battle. So for 1 Dawn, 4k, that is incredible. That is so much value. The second event that I did use was Glorp Web. Up to one of your leader or character cards gains 2,000 power during this battle. Then if your opponent has a character with 6,000 power or more, up to one of your leader or character gains 1,000 power during this turn. Honestly, incredible. I used this on my leader, turning this 2 cost 2k to a 2 cost 3k, because you could add on the extra 1k to your leader when it's being attacked. So beautiful, and I can't thank this card enough, and I got really lucky to pull two of them. Honesty Impact main, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 4,000 power during this turn, then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 6,000 power or less, getting rid of blockers, getting rid of just an AK body as well, because you're able to KO the same target that you chose to give 4,000 power to. That is incredible. And the trigger is also really great. I didn't get to trigger it today, but it did get used on me and it felt horrible. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a power with 6,000 power or less. Honestly, these events were super solid, and I think 6 in a deck of 40 was the way to go. Now, I do want to talk about ratios real quick. Like I mentioned, for this set, having 10 to 12 2Ks I think is a must. Just in case you don't see any of your events, you still have 2Ks and you're covered. Now, I also do want to emphasize that there are a lot of blockers in this deck, so I'm only running 5 blockers. I was not blessed to get the 2 cost, I'll put it on screen right now, this blocker. I was not lucky enough to pull it in my 6 packs, but I did manage to pull this one Pedro. If you have 4 cards or less in your hand, this character gains blocker. So late game, if you're low on hand size, let's say you have 5, this 1 Dawn investment is a good one because you do get blocker. You do have to realize though that you always have to play with 4 cards or less, so that is one small caveat, but for 1 Dawn, that's a pretty good investment. The other card that I wanted to pull, that I wished I pulled more of, is this Megalo 3 cost 2,000 power 1K counter card. Blocker on opponent's turn. If your leader is Shirahoshi, this character gains 4,000. So it's a Tony Chopper blocker from OP-10. This is phenomenal, and because again, Rainbow Luffy, it does count as Shirahoshi, so I needed more of these. Hopefully in my other 2 pre-releases I'm able to get maybe 2 of those. That would be fantastic because this came in handy. It was a free block a lot of the time. The other blocker, higher Dawn investment, doesn't really do anything special. Unfortunately, this effect, it wasn't going to work with our leader because we aren't playing any cards that flip a card from your life face up, so we couldn't flip any card face down. But it was a good blocker, and a lot of times I did use this blocker to swing, especially if I establish a Megalo or a Pedro. The last blocker that I want to talk about, it costs 4, 1K power, 1,000 counter. The doll. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader has the Navy type, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 6,000 power during this turn. I didn't get to use this on play effect, but I mean, I can imagine it coming in handy when there's a rested body. That is, let's say they have an AK djembe, right? You're able to put this down, trash a card. It's no longer AK, now it's a 2K. Because our leader is Navy, technically we are able to use that ability, which is also really strong. That's pretty much the deck that I used. Again, I went 4-1, which to me was really good. So just to recap, I would recommend putting 10 to 12 2Ks from your 6 packs into your deck. Just because this set is overflowing with 2Ks, I would recommend 5 to 6 blockers. The lower the cost, the better. It could just be a chump blocker. I promise you, they're a good asset in your deck. Second of all, I would recommend about 5 to 6 events. Finally, please look out for your Suzes, your Nico Robin, your Charlotte Brûlée, your Megalo, this bold-eyed Neptunian, your doll, your djembe, and your Jaguar D Sauls for the most part. And lastly, just remember to have fun. Honestly, that's what the pre-release is for. And not to mention, it's just good practice. I keep mentioning how pre-releases go back to the fundamentals of One Piece, and I think that is true through and through. So before I leave, I do want to not only show this, but I do want to open up these 4 packs. These are the packs that I got for winning, and I wanted to open them on camera with you all. Hopefully we get something good. We're looking for the Alt Nami leader, the SEC Luffy, and the SR Katakuri. We also want the Sue's Alt Heart. That would be really good. This is a leader pack, unfortunately. I do want to play Jembe. We got the Shirahoshi, and we got another Aramaki. Here we go. What do we get? What do we get? We got a Capone Beige, and then we got a Neptune for the rares. 2 more packs to go. Alrighty, here we go. Let's hope we pull something. Manga, maybe? Capone Beige. This is also a really good card to pull in pre-release. This a 2-cost blocker. 1% for doing a type character other than Capone Beige would be removed from the field by your opponent's effects. You may add it to the top card of your life face down instead. So this could potentially come in handy, but honestly, I don't think that there's that many supernovas, so this is just a good chump blocker, like I mentioned before. Good addition to your deck, regardless. And this is a Dawn pack. No. I do like the Dawn for this set. Don't get me wrong, I do. And we got a Katakuri leader, but unfortunately we didn't get that much. So there you have it. I'm gonna keep the Mihawk sealed for now. Until I put it into my buggy deck, of course. But let me know what you thought about this video. If you found it helpful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please, I would really appreciate a sub as well. But I do have 2 more videos coming out really close to each other. I did end up getting 3 boxes of OP-11 that I recorded myself opening. One I got impatient with and I ended up opening at the pre-release, so you'll see that. And the second is more of a deck profile for a chopper deck that I actually went 3-in-1 at a webcam local. So I want to talk about that because I do like chopper and I think it's a really good deck, a really good off meta deck, I should say. But hopefully you look out for those. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks.